getting into the industry. Nah, this is not a sales pitch for me, right? This is a, for me, I feel obligated to help individuals get into this space, right? I feel obligated to help people get into this space because somebody helped me get into this space, right? I was not born into this space. I did not go to college for this space, and I have not been in this space career-wise my whole entire career, right? I've been in this space right at about 5 years, right? Legitimately, right at about 5 years. When I say legitimately, I mean I've dabbled and dabbled, but legitimately, I've been in this space about 5 years. Now, with that said, my career experience is not 5 years career experience. My career experience is probably somewhere around 20, 25 years experience, right? Off top. Now, questions about that, we can talk about that a little later. And what I'm saying is that's not something that I made up. That's what I know. Those are the individuals that I compete against when I go for a job, when I'm applying for a job, right? And it's because I'm good at what I do, right? Solid, good at what I do. That's why I can teach you to do what I do, right? And I'm not afraid to teach you what I know and then turn you on to the same job and career opportunities that I'm being turned on to, because I can't do all the work. I can't take all the jobs. I can't have all the careers, and I can't meet all the necessities that the recruiters are hitting me up for when it comes to time. I just can't do it, right? Well, I'm not gonna say can't because I hate saying can't, but I'm just not able to meet all those needs. So what am I doing? I'm replicating myself. I'm teaching you just as I went through a boot camp. I went through a boot camp similar to this, not this boot camp because this is a boot camp that I pretty much created, but I went through a business intelligence boot camp. Now, you may say, well, what boot camp was that? I don't really want to give out the name of the boot camp. I think the boot camp is great because it helped change my life financially. But I don't give plugs. I don't give shameless. I don't give plugs to just other businesses that I don't give plugs. And the reason why, not in this setting, is because I don't want you to feel as if you go out and then you take that same boot camp and then you say, hey, it did it for Tarad. It got Tarad where he is, so I want to do the same thing. That's not how this works, right? Now, what I will tell you is that boot camp was about a 16-week boot camp, and very similar to this boot camp, which is about a 16-week boot camp. Deal is, I think that boot camp may have been 12 weeks. Yeah, June, July, August, September. Yeah, I think it was 16 weeks. And this boot camp is scheduled to be 16 weeks. It's scheduled for 16 weeks as well. What I did was I felt a need in order for me to be successful that I needed to get through that boot camp as quick as possible. So, and get to the end goal. The end goal that was dangled out in front of us in our boot camp was $80,000, and I was like, yo, I got to get that money. So what I did was I went all in, like 10, 11 hours a day. I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning, got myself together, probably about 4:30, 5 o'clock. I got online. I started going through the modules, and you know what? It was a 12-week boot camp because I finished it in 6 weeks and 2 days. So what I did was I went all in 10 to 11 hours a day for over 6 weeks. And that 12-week boot camp, I finished that 12-week boot camp in 6 weeks and 2 days. 6 weeks and 2 days, 6 weeks and 3 days. I think it was 6 weeks and 2 days. I wanted to finish it in half the time. It took me 2 to 3 days longer than what I wanted. I was kind of disappointed, but that's okay. This boot camp is scheduled for 16 weeks because I know that there were some things that I did on my own that allowed me to realize that this boot camp to be good at to really understand what's going on in Power BI. It's going to take a certain number of concepts, take certain concepts of Power BI in order to really become proficient at Power BI. So that's why I've scheduled this over 16 weeks. But it can be done in 8. It can be done in 8. Actually, it may even be done in 4, 5, or 6 if you put the time in. But I do know that if you put the time in, it could be done in 8 weeks, and you could be, ready for, you could be ready for job readiness in 8 weeks. But 16 weeks. I mean, don't rush it. If you got other things going on, you got family, kids, dog, white picket fence. It's all good. 16 is scheduled for it's scheduled for successful completion in 16 weeks. And if stuff happens, don't feel like I didn't complete it in my 16-week period. Stuff happens. I get it. So here's the deal. You'll have 2 additional months, which is another 8 weeks to complete it. So really at 6 months. So what I'm saying is, outside of this class, after this class is over at the 12-week mark, at the 16-week mark, you will be able to continue to log on for another 16 weeks to complete your modules. It's okay. Okay. That's enough of beating that dead horse. So, I think that's enough about me and the general overview of the class. So let's come over to the actual module section. Everything that you're going to need in this class is going to be able to be found here in the module, and typically it is going to be found in excuse me, in the welcome section of the module. Typically it's going to be found in the welcome section of the module. What I mean by that is, and this is not allowing me to, I was looking at the module here and it's not allowing me to click inside the module as I am recording here. And it will, because I was looking at the wrong screen. There we go. So inside the module, what you are going to do is, anytime you want to know what's going on, we're going to have a couple of things going on inside the modules. Primarily inside of the welcome section. This is where you're going to be able to log on and come into the module in your welcome module. And each week you can see that we have our Zoom schedules. So you're going to be able to log into the module and you're going to be able to see our Zoom schedules each week. You will see our Zoom schedules each week. Right now we're scheduled out from July 1st to August 26th, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So June 1st to August 26th. And what we are going to do, we're actually going to have more dates added later. So you're going to be able to come into to the module, into the welcome section here, and you will be able to use each one of these links every week, right? Each one of these links every week. Now, if there is a change, there will be a red alert section added to the top of the module. It'll be a red alert section, and in the red alert section, it will tell you what the change has been in the class. What the change has been in the class. Now, what does that mean, Tarad? That means, for instance, at module right now, you are already in the course, and I am making updates. Right. As a matter of fact, this is the third. This is the third edit of the class that I've made in 8 weeks. Right. 4, 6 in 6 weeks. This is the third edit of the entire class that I've made in 6 weeks, because every time I look at the course or look at a video that I've created for a different course, I'm like,